welcome to the CN8 Candlepin Challenge, produced in conjunction with the International Candlepin Bowling Association. Hi again, everybody, and welcome inside the Woburn Bowlerdrome. John Holt and Dan Murphy. John Zappi looks to make it 5 in a row this week. We'll speak with our reigning champ in just a second, but first to review some of the changes here early in the season.
That's right, and the biggest thing is the bonus money, and John knows everything about that bonus money. You get $50 for 3 consecutive marks, any combination of strikes or spares, $50 for every consecutive mark in that streak in the same game. And of course, we have the $1,000 challenge is still out there, and of course, we have the audience strike challenge. You got to be here to participate. Could draw your name out, come up and throw one box. We give you $1 a pin up to a spare. We give you $50 for the spare. If you get the strike, you get the jackpot. Right now, the jackpot is at $200.
We had one winner this season, the very first week, for $100. We'll speak with John in just a second, but first, let's go to Trina Fernandez, standing by with the challengers. Trina.
Thank you very much, John. Today, our challengers are Bill Palumbo and Brian Crowell. And Bill, you were on the show last year. What happened?
I lost by 1 pin in the challengers match.
So back for a little redemption?
Yeah, I hope so. Hopefully.
So what'd you learn that you're going to do differently this time?
I got to pick my pins. Every pin counts.
Yeah, one string, definitely every pin counts.
Yeah, every pin. Every pin.
All right, and Brian, you've got a similar story. You were on about 4 years ago, and you also lost by 1 pin.
Yes, I did. Yes, it's anything can happen in one string, and like he says, you have to pick as many pins as you can, because anything can happen.
Well, you said you've taken a little break from bowling, but now you're back into it again. How are you feeling?
Feeling good. Took about 4 years off and started up again 4 weeks ago, and I'm doing okay.
Right.
I'm here.
Excellent. Well, both of you are ready to jump back in the saddle, it looks like, so we'll get right back over to John.
Trina, thank you. John, looking for 5 in a row this week. You've been so consistent on the show, and I know one thing that helps you, the support of your wife. She's been here consistently in the past, and for this run, nice to have her support.
Oh yeah, she doesn't miss anything. She's my good luck charm, so she doesn't miss nothing.
Another good crowd here today again. We look forward to their participation. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be back with the challengers match right after this on CN8. Back in Woburn and all set for the challengers match. Brian Crowell on the right of your screen to take on Bill Palumbo. Brian's going to go first, a 1-game challengers match. The winner to take on the reigning champ, 4-time champ, in fact. He's been on a roll, John Zappi. Brian from Stowe, Massachusetts. Drops 5 to open with, 4 horsemen left and the 9 in the back row.
Brian was with us a few years back, and then he had some knee surgery that kept him out of bowling for a while. And just thought he would try it and come back, and got in the roll off and was able to capture second place, and here he is. And he starts off 4 horsemen plus the 9, and 9 was a little stubborn, but it finally goes.
3 marks in a row will earn a bowler bonus money, $50, and then each mark after that, consecutive mark after that, 50 more. So he has a chance right here for consecutive marks to start with. We need to get to 3 to get the first $50 bonus.
He's going to have a little difficult spear with the 2, 5, and 8 pins because of the wood out in front.
No on the 5, no on the 8. That was a fill of 7. And then a 9 box. 26 for Brian Crowell. Now to Bill Palumbo. Linwood, Massachusetts. Drops 4.
I believe he was on with us, I believe it was last year. He lost by a pin. I don't have the stats in front of me of who he lost to, but I'm sure he will remember.
Every pin crucial, particularly in the 1-game challengers match.
Nice 10 box.
A couple weeks ago on the show, John Zappi posted a 2-game total that is by far the best of the season. And the all-time record on the show, 312. He'll be coming up in just a little bit to meet the Challengers winner. And in between games 1 and 2 of the championship match, the audience participation strike challenge. Today it's for $200. So Bill is open at 1 and 2, but gets every single pin. 2 10 boxes, score of 20. He's down 6 pins earlier, thanks largely to the spare put up by Brian Crowell in the first. Here's Brian now in the third, right on the head pin to draw 7, leaves the 5, the 4, 5, 7. Had a spare on 35 first time around, looking for it again. The kingpin will not go. Stubborn king. $10 for Brian. Pushes the score to 36. Appreciate the strong crowd we have this week. Standing room only at the Bolodrome. Getting involved in that strike challenge is as easy as just showing up, filling out a registration card. We have a drawing and pick someone to bowl for that jackpot. Take a look at the crowd. Some of the family members too, for Bill sitting in the front row.
Brian looking at the 1 and the 7. Got the 1, just missing the 7. Open with a mark, and that's what's given him the 6-pin advantage.
To 46. Back-to-back 10 boxes for Brian. Bill Palumbo is a student, still studying, not out of school yet. Making a name for himself in the Candlepin scene. Back on the show today. Takes out 5.
My sentiments exactly. I think you saw his mouth go, wow. You thought if he got the 1 and the 3, he might have a chance to get the other 3.
8 to 28, which puts him behind by 8 pins through 3 complete.
The runner-up in this match gets $150 plus any bonus money. Of course, the winner of this match goes into the championship round, and the runner-up there gets $200 plus bonus money. The champion gets $300 plus bonus money. That's how the breakdown comes. Of course, they're all trying to get into that last show of the season where the winner gets $5,000, $2,500 to the runner-up, and $1,000 to the third-place finisher.
Those are the top 3 2-game totals right now, as I alluded to. John Zappi leading the way with that 312 from 2 weeks ago. So the lead right now is at 9, 46 to 37. It's a box 5 for Brian. That's the 3, 6, 7.
Going to try to use the wood next to the 3 and the 6. See if he can carry the 7. Nicely done.
Gets all 3. His second mark. Spare in the first for Brian. Now a spare here in the 5th.
It's nice and high in that piece of wood, and I believe that took out the 7-pin as well.
Phil gets him 9, leaves only the 10.
Chance for 2 marks in a row and set himself up with some bonus money. All he has to do is knock down the 10-pin. No.
Get in the channel and miss it.
left with the third ball, so it's just a 9 box. But all 9 of those go towards the fill as they came on the first ball. 74 through 6. Bill still looking for that first mark as he operates in the 5th box. There you go. It comes in the form of a strike.
First mark of the day for him, and it's a big one. And here's a replay of that strike. They don't stay up very long.
Ball 1 in the fill. Gets him 4. And then 5 more. Total of 9.
So it's an 8-pin advantage for Brian Crow.
74 to 66. Brian in the 7th.
Just had his first strike.
Staring down the 6.
Probably wants to try to avoid that piece of wood out in front if he can. Not much room. Oh, he's hop skipping into the wood. The result is another spare. Right. It's 84 through 7 boxes.
Less this ball coming up. Half Worcester right gets him just 2. So keep an eye on that fill. Circle that one. Only a 2 fill in the 7th.
Oh, what a recovery.
Very well, but leaves the 7. '96 through 8. 30 down for Bill with the 2 in hand, though. Boxes in hand. So he gets 8 to go. Good chance for a spare if he can pick off the 2 and the 5. Misses. Ooh, that's one he'll remember. Proving to be a crucial 7th box. Went from what looked like a spare to just a 9. Missed opportunity.
Off target to the right that time. Leaves us up the 4 horsemen left with the 3 and the 5. Really needs a mark. There it is.
So got the tougher one after not getting it in the 7th, spare in the 8th. There is some life in Bill Palumbo. Should be a good finish over the final 2.
You see the replay of that spare, and of course, being down by 11 needed that.
Brian off the head pin to the right, drops 5. The 4 horsemen left, 9 in the back. So Brian's open here in the 9th. Each pin important. He gets 2 of 3. Gets him over 100 over the century mark and up to 105. 1 box to go.
Well, trailing by 11 pins is Bill Palumbo. You'd think he would need another mark. So if Brian could put one up in the 10th frame, would force Bill probably to mark out. Once that's 7 to go.
6, 7, 10 with wood. 2 pieces of wood near the 7.
3 pieces of wood there, I guess.
3.
I thought there was 2, but
Pin
see if
cam.
get that to move. He's going to try it.
So, certainly an opportunity for Bill. Trying to stay calm. Looks to be very calm. 114 is the score for Brian. Right now, that's some 29 more than what Bill has. He's got the fill, though, right here. This key ball for the spare in the 8th. Fill of 9. Only the kingpin remaining. That was a huge ball. Can he make it 2 marks in a row? Really turn up the heat.
Oh boy, it's going to go back down to the final frame. This is a huge pin because if you get this one, he can tie with a 10 box. If he misses this, he needs a mark in the 10th.
Got it. Ooh.
10 to tie. Well, you still need a mark to win it, but at least now it gives him a second option and possibly going to overtime.
Lost the 6, so it's the 4 horsemen right minus that 6. 1, 3, 10.
You should be concentrating. I need the head pin. Oh, he needs both of these to tie.
Can he get the 1 and the 10 and force overtime?
Well, if he hits the head pin, he's got a chance of carrying the 10 because of the wood. Let's see what happens. No.
Missed. So it's a 2-pin victory for Brian Crowell. He survives 114-112. Time to take on John Zappi in the championship match. That starts next right here on the C&8 Candlepin Challenge. We're back at the Woburn Bowlerdrome. Glad you're with us on C&8. All set for the championship match. John Zappi, the reigning champ, will go first. Brian Crowell, still seated, is the winner of today's Challengers match. You just saw that, 114-112 over Bill Palumbo. Now Zappi looking for his 5th straight week as champ. He has been very good, very consistent. Posted a 2-game total of 312 a couple weeks ago.
Wow.
What a way to start. Living up to his hype.
One more time up there. Let's see a real one this time.
It's a 2-game championship match, and that's the way you want to start.
Oh, boy. Doesn't waste any time.
3 marks in a row will get you $50.
Well, almost starts with 2.
Of course, 3 strikes in a row gets you share of that $1,000 strike pool. Dan Gothier right now, the sole owner of that $1,000. Losing effort. Versus Zappi a few weeks ago, he did it. So it's a spare on strike for the champ. Now Brian Crowell.
See if he can answer. Let's see. Does most of his bowling at the Fairway Sports World.
Brian looked to be on the ropes versus Bill Palumbo late in that Challengers game, but Bill could not get the 10 pins he needed to tie a mark.
Yeah, he got
the fill of just 1 would have won it for him.
Yeah, he got the 9-pin drop on that spare, and then just a 5-pin for the single for the double spare, which would have given him the victory probably. Nice try by Brian.
Looking at just the 7. That's a 10 box. Opposite a spare now after being opposite the strike in the first.
Oh, and he gets a strike of his own.
Letting Zappi know that he's going to be for real in his challenge to take the title.
Take a look at that strike off the ball of Brian Crowell.
Zappi, can he make it 3 marks in a row? Strike, spare, now here in the 3rd.
Wants that 10-pin to go. 2, 4, 7, 8, and 10.
In stereo. Just the 10 left. Wood blocking it though. Use the wood to go right into the 10 though and get the 10 bucks to 45. Between games 1 and 2 of this championship duel, we'll have Jay Smith, who we drew from registrants in our audience today to take part in the strike challenge, going for 200 bucks. Jay can't get the strike. He'll get 50 for a spare, otherwise $1 for each pin he takes down. Plus a t-shirt, no matter how he does.
4, 7, 6, 10 for John Zappi to work on.
So he'll be open 2 in a row, 3 and 4. Brian coming off the strike. Visions of the double dancing in his head.
Yeah, he would certainly like another strike. Boy.
Right on the head pin for the spread eagle, though.
When he let it go, it looked pretty good going in, but last minute broke in on the head pin full, drove everything straight back. Disappointing 5.
Picked off only the 3.
That's really disappointing because the first ball you're trying to hit the head pin, he does full, and that time he was trying to split the 3 and the 6, got the 3 pin. So if you hit 2 pins you're shooting at, you still only get 5 pins. Nice out though.
So through 3 complete, he's down 11. Those back-to-back marks to open with for Zappi set the tone. Now in the 4th.
Off target, but let's see. Not a bad break. The 1, 7, 8, and 9 in the back row. A couple pieces of wood should help him.
Past the head pin, got only one of them. So still the 1, the 8, and the 9.
Oh, that's what he wanted to do that second ball.
And lead at 11 still, 55 to 44 in favor of the champ. Zappi in the 5th.
That was right in the pocket. 5-10 left though. I'd like to see that wood flatten out a little bit. Well, the angle of the wood, the ball probably would take the 10 pin. The problem probably is going to be the 5. If you come up high in the wood, you might catch the 5 and leave the 10. Or if you go in between, you're getting anything.
3 frames in a row, 3 boxes in a row open for John, following the 2 marks to start.
Okay, I guess it's time to throw Earl under the bus because the scoreboard seems to be working correctly now.
So the trouble of last week.
I'm not pointing any fingers.
Human error.
However, as soon as I took the whip out, he straightened right out.
Learned a lesson, hopefully.
Spread eagle.
Got the 4. That's a $7.
And there's the master scorer right there. Not the guy sitting there, the computer. The magic fingers
that
that don't always
that
work.
Just feeds his ego, though. The crowd
It does.
applause.
I know. He gets more airtime than you and I put together, John.
It's dangerous.
Of course, he can move a little better than I can. I know that. Off target was Brian to the right.
Haven't had a mark in a while from either bowler. And we won't have one here.
Somebody in the crowd, come on, help him out. This crowd's getting a little unruly, I should say. They start throwing things themselves, helping the bowlers out. And it's a 9 box for Brian.
Ten-pin advantage through 5 complete, 63 to 53 for John.
Might be the bowler that was able to get some bonus money here in this match. Probably would be the winner. John Zappi started out with 2 marks. Looked like he was out to break the bank. He's cooled off since.
And he got only the 6 that time. Did Brian. Open again. Brian's only mark was a strike, and it came in the second. Filled it up with just 5, though.
Well, you might get a 10 box. Not the conventional way, but it all counts.
6 boxes down in game 1. 7-pin edge for the champ, John Zappi. Back with more after this on CNH. Back in Woburn, 6 boxes into the championship match. John Zappi up by some 7 pins, and we want to remind you about our youth bowlers coming up.
That's right. The next tape date, November 12th, right here at Woburn Bowlerdrome. And we'll have featuring the youth bowling, which is tomorrow. We're featuring the youth bowlers. We have 4 weeks of the youth bowling right now, and then we'll have 4 weeks later on. So, if you want to get in on the challengers or the strike challenge, you got to be here at the taping.
And that's not restricted to kids that day. The adults can be the strike winners.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, make them feel real good when they see some of these kids bowl. So that's exciting. We increased from 4 to 8 weeks this year with the youth bowlers, 4 this fall and 4 in the spring.
John in a 7-pin edge, up now in the 7th box.
Well, he's going to start this game. He's going to start this the way he started the game, with a strike. After the break, comes back with a strike.
He is looking for his 5th straight week as champ this week. Money really piling up for John Zappi, particularly when you throw in the bonus money, which is new this year.
That kind of exploded from within and leaves himself just the head pin and the 4 pin with a piece of wood next to that 4.
The fill totals 9. And it's a 10 box. Just a pin shy of the century mark at 99.
Come on, Brian.
Now to Brian, some work to do to catch John.
Trailing by 7 through boxes completed. Your scoreboard now will show the entire deficit, including the 2 boxes that John Zappi has already bowled. A little change in our scoring system and keeps you up to date.
Brian misses to the right. Love to have that one back, no doubt. Nine.
So he's trailing by 17 through the 7th frame, and then of course with a 10 box up gives the lead 27. Oh boy, now there's an interesting leave. You got the 1, 7, and 9. Is that right? That's right. 1, 7, and 9. Wow. Good effort.
So just an 8 box after the 9 box to 80, and the lead through 8 complete is 19. 99 to 80. Zappy about to go over 100 with this ball. Just a couple of boxes away from seeing our strike challenge with audience member Jay Smith this week.
That's right. This week's Strike Challenge is brought to you by Boutwell's Bowling Center in Concord, New Hampshire. Steve Birch, the owner, and one of the managers is sitting right to my left, Earl Smith. That's right. Earl's one of the managers at Boutwell's. 24 lanes, birthday parties, youth and adult leagues.
And Earl's autograph if you catch him, right?
Yeah, and if you catch him. Yeah. That will cost you a little bit, but.
John would love to end with the mark here in the 10th, game 1 of 2. The 2 and the 4 still standing. Yes.
Spare in the 10th.
Gets the bonus ball coming up.
I was very surprised of watching him last week that it was 271, I believe, is total. I have to go back and look, but it was very surprising. Yeah, it was 271, 129, 142. So he looked like he wasn't as sharp as other weeks, but when you saw the total, it's a decent total. Wins a lot of matches, 371. Finishes with a 6 fill and a 124, as you see. It's quickly done with Earl Smith at the helm.
Of course, at 271, still 41 shy of the great 312 he put up.
Yeah, maybe that's what I was comparing it to.
Final 2 boxes in this game for Brian. He'd love to have a mark, get some momentum, so he tries to catch the champ. $200 on the line in just a few minutes in the strike challenge. We've had one winner this week back in week 1. It was for $100. One winner of the entire jackpot, that is. People walking away, of course, with some money every week. You'll need to get all 6 here if he wants a mark in the 10th. Doesn't get a single one of them. So again, John Zappy quietly, consistently put himself in terrific position. Got up to 96, so it's a 28-pin lead for the champ headed into game 2. The strike challenge, don't want to miss that. That's next right here on CNH.
Hello and welcome back, everybody. I'm here with Jay Smith, our lucky audience member. Jay, where are you from?
Billerica.
Billerica, Mass. And you know how this works, Jay? You get $50 for a spare and $200 if you're able to get a strike.
Yep, I'm going to try.
You feeling lucky?
Sure, absolutely.
All right. Well, you've got your own gear, so I'm feeling good for you. You've got your own balls and your own shoes. You're ready.
Yep. We're a bowl league here, so we should do okay.
All right. Knock 'em dead.
Thanks.
All right, we're all set. $200 on the line for Jay. He's got the crowd support behind him. $50 for a spare, otherwise $1 a ball. Pin, rather.
He's got his own towel. Yeah, get the right ball. My problem is he brought 3 bowling balls over, so
no
there's a lack of
confidence,
confidence.
yeah.
No, lack of confidence there. You only need 1 for the strike.
Here we go. Miss to the left. If he can get them all here, he'll get $50.
Oh, good try in the spare, but those bowling balls are still on probation.
These 2, and it'll be $10.
Ah, $10.
And I'm at a 10. Nice finish by Jay. We thank him for being part of the strike challenge.
$10 and a t-shirt, not bad.
Yeah, I'll take it. Hey.
All right, excellent. Thanks for doing it. Okay, we'll go off this way.
Trina, thank you. All set to resume the championship match. And Brian Kroll, the challenger, to go first in game 2, and with some work to do, folks. Down 28 pins to John Zappi. It would be the 5th win in a row for John. You can see his wife right behind him as he's seated.
Oh, boy. Assault on the head pin is not getting him very much. Just the 1 and the 8 pins.
Not the start he wanted. Take a look at John Zappi's wife. I believe it's Leanne.
Yes, it is.
She's a regular, supporting her husband. Been a lucky charm during this run as he's looking for his 5th in a row, 5th win in a row.
That's a better break than Brian than hitting the head pin. Leaves himself the 1-2-4 with a piece of wood in front. Catches the head pin. We're going to put a mark on the board for him.
Brian glad to break through for that spare. Champ gets the luxury of going 2nd in the final game, the championship match, so he knows where he stands at all points, all times, knows what he needs to do. In this case, it's preserve that big lead.
Well, leaves a 6-7. Doesn't sound too bad, but 6 in the far right and 7 in the left-hand corner.
Solid 10. Opposite the spare now, though, in the 2nd. Put up a 124 in the 1st game. A couple weeks ago, a 312 total, 2-game total.
Wants the 5 to go with just short pin.
In that 312, the 2nd game of that 312 total, had 8 marks in a row to win $300 in bonus money. Looking to match the spare of Brian. Easy pickings with the wood out in front.
Matching spares in the 2nd. Total lead now is 34 for our champ. Brian needs to turn it up a notch here.
He will be open, and the fill is only 4. Got to post better numbers than that when you're in the position Brian's in, trailing and chasing John Zappi.
Yeah, Brian just doesn't look real comfortable up there when he approaches that foul line.
Right back, Ryan.
that close to a strike. Get out of there, Wood.
It's rolling back now. Right in front of that remaining pin.
Difficult spare. Next week's show will bring you Joe Tavernese against Mark Ritchie in the Challengers match. Mark Ritchie does bowling right here in the Woburn Bowlodrome, and Joe Tavernese at the Metro Bowl, where he's the manager of that facility in Peabody, Mass. So 2 more great Candlepin bowlers next week.
Third box for John. Leaves the 2, 4, 7.
Could have trouble with the 7-pin. Ball may have to come off the wall for that.
You call it. The 7 remains.
It's a 9
in the
box.
channel, only a 9. Total lead at 29 right now. Zapp's added a pin to that here in game 2. It's the 1 and the 10.
Oh yes, nicely done in the 4th. Second mark of this game, both spares, but not consecutive spares. You see the replay? Actually kept the head pin in play for the 10-pin. Come on. What is holding him up down there for Brian?
The 5, the 9, and the 10.
Yeah, the 9 actually moved off its spot. Didn't topple over. From that vantage, he had to play the one out front. That's an 8. So just 43 at the halfway point.
Only 1 mark, and when he did fill it, it was just with 4 pins.
Look at this. Now he's hit the head pin most of the day, couldn't get a break, misses the head pin, and he almost got a strike. 3 pins left, and they're all wobbling back and forth. The 1, the 3, and the 6.
3 bunched up right at the 1. Yes, there's the mark.
He can make the spare leaves if you give him one to shoot at. He just hasn't had many legitimate spare leaves to convert. Not through any lack of effort on his part.
Seven end up going all together.
Well, maybe that's the MO. To miss the head pin, you get a better spare leave.
Look at all that wood.
7, 9, and 10. This wood would be punished a little bit. Big left-hander lets it go. Yes.
Ah. So that's his 3rd mark in this game. 2 in a row, meaning 50 bucks on the line right here coming up.
You see the replay. What takes the 7? Oh, the wood comes over and finally. The ball was going to take it out anyways.
Two, 4, 5, 7.
There's $50.
3 in a row. All of the spare variety, and the champ is in terrific shape. Back with more from the Woburn Bolodrome on CNA right after this. Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in our coverage of the CN8 Candlepin Challenge. Take out 7. Looking for Mark. No. Typifies his luck today.
It wasn't for bad luck. He had no luck at all.
Come on, Zap, let's go.
That
We
is
got
a
some money
9.
to make up there.
3 in a row, so he's earned $50 with the 3 marks in a row. He'd get 50 more for each consecutive one the rest of the way. Had 8 in a row a couple weeks ago.
Mix it around. All right, that looks good.
2, 4, 7, 10.
Which should help him with the 10. All he has to do is split the 3 and 2 and the 4. Even be on the inside, the right-hand side of the 2-pin. Got a chance. A little too full.
Nice try.
So the run of marks ends at 3. Bonus money, just 50 bucks.
Come on, you got room to start it up again.
8, 9, 10. Still to come for Zappy. Appears that he will make it 5 in a row.
Last week it was a double strike that kind of gave him command of the match. This week I opened up with a 124, but those 3 consecutive marks in this game really kind of sealed the deal.
Brian's final 2 boxes. 4 horsemen to the right. Didn't see Brian's A game today. Certainly a guy that can post higher numbers. 85 as he goes into the 10th and final box.
Sure. Sure.
There's the A game.
Yep. Gosh. Room for a couple more.
Three strikes in a row would do wonders for his wallet. Won't happen. Last ball. That gives him to 102 in game 2, added to his 96 from the first game, 198 the total.
6 on that last spear, not
Make
7.
that 6, so it's a 101 for this game. 197 total.
I'm right on top of it. Earl put down 7, but I was right on top of it. It was a 6.
John has already wrapped it up. His total is surpasses 197 even before the 9th box. Yes, spare in the 9th.
So next week, as I mentioned, Joe Tavernese and Mark Ritchie. One of those bowlers will try to stop the streak of this man right here, John Zappy.
pull off this tricky spare.
Almost.
Almost at. Way to go, champ!
Not his highest score, but plenty good enough to win. In fact, he takes it by 55, 252 to 197. Back for the wrap-up right after this.
Welcome back, John Zappi, our winner again, 5 weeks in a row. The last 2 weeks, it's been by a big margin, 55 pins this week. Does that affect your focus when the opponent's not quite as close down the stretch?
No, not at all. I just try and keep throwing the same ball and see what happens.
Well, you've been good, and we wish you luck next week.
Thank you.
John Zappi looking to make it 6 in a row next week. We'll see you then right here on CN8 and the Candlepin Challenge.